perfect. One more round of applause for Tom Edwards. That was genuinely top draw. I've been to quite a few weddings, and to be honest with you, that was groom-wise, they're normally a bit dull, a bit boring, and that was top draw, so well done, mate, fantastic. Yeah. And to be fair, to hold your nerve like that, fantastic. Has anyone heard his song about the wasp?
No.
It stinks.
It was the first one he ever wrote. It goes, wasp, 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 wasp. It's a bit crap, but I much prefer the B-side. Thank you very much. That's me done, because that is crap. These boys, right, had to put up with me for about 25 minutes on the way back from Benidorm, and I was just talking absolute codswallop, telling jokes. Anyway, without further ado, you ready?
Excuse me. Give me the mic now.
Give the mic. Edward Cound, Michael Barrows, this is next level. Wonderful to meet you all. Here you go. At a boarding school, 1995, there was a young boy aged 13, just trying to survive. Across the playground sat that new kid in school. Yeah, he smoked and drank and played guitar. He was so goddamn cool. Yeah! Then one day, this young boy, he had a need. So he walked over to the cool kid, who of course was talking on some weed. And that cool kid stood up from his chair and took a swig of his JD. He looked at the young boy up and down and said, "Who the fuck is he?" He was an Osh boy. And he was standing at your door, there to learn to play guitar. Buy a bunch of porn. Yes, that's right, Gene. Your son-in-law likes porn. So this is where our tale begins. About a young boy with chicken legs, flaky dry skin, with his eyes too close together and his hairless chin so weak. Do you want to know the name of this young kid, this young boy of whom I speak? His name was Thomas Edwards, TBE. That's Thomas Barnaby. That's right, I said Thomas Barnaby. And so began the lifelong burden of always being known as the dickhead whose middle name was Barnaby. Much like Mike, I never really wanted to meet Tom. I didn't ask for it. I certainly didn't deserve it. But they say everything in life happens for a reason. I'm still struggling with that one. But I will say this, it's always useful to have someone desperate and pathetic around. The sort of kid who's good at art and history. Yeah. The sort of kid that, when it came to playing sport or chatting up girls, you would send in first simply to lower expectations. But as time went by, I slowly began to accept him, and probably due to the fact that he lived next door to me, we became friends. He was convenient. But what I did like about him was that he was an overachiever. Clearly he still is. Yet, despite being so physically disadvantaged, he had a pathologically unrealistic belief that he was far better than he actually is. I remember thinking, how can anybody that strange think so much of himself? Especially when you consider that his two best friends were so muscular and hairy. Mike and I were growing up. But as the years passed by, Tom's face simply refused to change. If anything, he looks younger now than he did age 15. Or perhaps simply the case that he faded into insignificance next to the sheer manliness of his two best men. They were real men. With beards. That's right, Mike. All he ever wanted was a beard. Useless at talking to women, he knew that that beard possessed magical powers. And just like Pinocchio wanting to be a real boy, all he ever wanted was to be a real man. I feel so unsure without no facial hair. Is there a girl out there for me? That's why I hang around with Mikey and the Hound. Their manly beards could be no crisper, but I'll always be a hairless whisper. He ain't ever gonna shave again. Silky smooth, he's got no stubble. Helen, if you want a real man, you know that you're in trouble. Should've known better than to wear a vest, because he's got no hair upon his chest, except for one or two around his nipples. But despite this follicular impairment, the arrogant son of a bitch possessed an unspeakably high opinion of himself, leading him to pursue the type of women that most men would be decent and humble enough to admit are way out of their league. He saw her through the storefront window, attracted by this pretty girl. And even though she had a boyfriend, he just knew that he wanted her to be his world, yeah. Didn't anybody tell her? Didn't anybody see? She was full of hope and promise. He was full of STDs. That's right, he was riddled with chlamydia. No evidence to that. That's not true, I'm sorry. To our surprise, she dumped her boyfriend. She became his steady girl. So he quit the local paper, and he whisked her off, and they traveled all around the world. Didn't anybody tell her? Didn't anybody see? She was so sophisticated, he just does things on the cheap. Yeah, if you didn't get that last line, it's he just does things on the cheap. Clearly. Yeah. We can tell. Poor Helen. She had no idea what she was letting herself in for. She was used to fine hotels and sandy beaches, but more on that later. Right now, we're still trying to figure out how this awkward, hairless, half Filipino-looking wannabe rock star trained at the old Swinford Hospital School for gays, for boys. How on earth did he manage to pull a girl as beautiful as Helen? And she is beautiful. I'm not sure if we'll ever know for certain, but for whatever reason, she did agree to travel around the world with this bastard. But before she threw her life away, the least she could do was introduce him to her parents. She was more like a beauty queen than he'd ever seen, but for some reason she thought that this guy was the one. She'd never met Mikey Beef or the Hound. She took him home to meet Pete and Jean on a Guernsey evening. You can't imagine the looks on their faces like stone. Surely she's better off on her own. They said, we know we've always told you to be careful who you love, and don't go around breaking young boys' hearts. Come on, Helen, clearly, you're at least 2 leagues above. He's hideous and thin, like Harry Potter's evil twin, Peter and Jean, father and mother. Their little girl has so much more to discover. Well, at least the kid is not your son.
Poor old Alison and Tony, poor old Alison and Tony.
Yes, Peter and Jean, she wants no other. She doesn't need a guy who knows how to be a good lover. At least the kid is not your son.
Poor old Alison and Tony,
Poor old Alison and Tony, poor old Alison and Tony. Yes, poor old Alison and Tony. You see, unlike Pete and Jean, who get to see this bastard, once every 2 years? So they get the watered down, polite, acted version. Alison and Tony have had to put up with him all their life. Not like you and I. I feel sorry for them. Particularly Tony, because in many ways I know that you wish Tom was a lot more like me. Mainly due to the fact that I can project my voice like this. I do appreciate a good West End musical. See if you can spot the Saigon link to Tony. It's for you. In fact, I know he did a little poem earlier, but he never made a speech, did he? So I thought I'd do one on his behalf.
Hello, Tony. I'm Tony. Hello. Thank you very much for coming. Really wonderful to have you here today. And me and my wife Alison have had such a wonderful time. It really is. Thank you, Ed, for doing a speech on my behalf. I promise I won't take too long, just 5 or 6 hours, that's all. And before I go, I'd just like to say this. Oh, for absolutely no reason at all. Just what I do.
Thanks, Tony. Wonderful. Anyway, where were we? That's right. Where were we? Tom was taking Helen on the trip of a lifetime. So after narrowly avoiding getting her shot in Mumbai, they ended up down under in a clapped-out camper van, cleaning toilets for a living. God, she's a lucky girl. In Australia. And so the Australian journey had commenced. Now, there's one thing I know about Tom. He really knows how to treat a woman. For 18 months, he had her picking fruit and mopping up shit. It wasn't exactly the life she dreamed of.
Sorry, I know I'm being really annoying. It's different.
I dreamed a dream for Tom and I, with wondrous sights like dolphins swimming. I dreamed our love would never die. This was my chance, my new beginning. But the spiders come at night. They're pretty big, you know, and hairy down under. No, not like Tom. And that camper van, well, it was shite. Just like my dream, it rotted away. She can't not sing that girl. Poor Helen. All she ever wanted was to be treated as a princess. But once she realised that was never going to happen,
She's used chair as a stabiliser.
she would have settled for being treated as an equal. Meanwhile, Tom, the selfish prick, continued to do everything he wanted to do. You see, that's what you need to understand about Tom. He always gets his own way. It's always about you, isn't it? Narcissist. Let's fast forward 6 months. They were in Asia. The Vietnamese adventure had begun. It was a far cry from the misery of Australia. Helen was excited once more, until of course she got tired of eating barbecue tarantula and rattlesnake gallbladder. But even though you can live like royalty for less than £1 a day in Vietnam, Tom was too tight to even rent a car and made a cycle the whole damn way. How romantic. And how she missed her quiet life in Guernsey. What must she have been thinking? Well, thankfully, she did lend me a couple of pages of her diary from that time, which I happen to have here. Let's take a look, shall we? Why doesn't Tom ever sleep at night? Perhaps it's because he eats so much cheese. When will he realize he's not always right? It's true. My God, this bike really hurts my knees, Vietnam.
Like 2,500.
Hey, look, I mean, you no offense.
Take it if someone else comes in.
But cycling from one end to the other makes no fucking sense. Why, Tom? Why today? Why am I cycling all this way? I'd like to go back to before, when I could still feel my pelvic floor. Pelvic floor. You cool, cool. She used to sleep in a comfy bed. Now she's back in a filthy room. Where were the voices ringing in her head? She must have been high on those petrol fumes. Vietnam. I suppose it's better than mopping up piss. But what did she do to deserve a life like this? With this bastard stuck out there doing everything he wanted to do. I feel sorry for you, Helen. I know exactly how you feel. It's just like the time a couple of years ago when he tried to get me to play percussion. Do you remember that, you bastard? But all I wanted to do was sing some backing vocals, but he kept looking at me with his evil stare going, percussion, percussion, do what I want to do to make me look better. It really hurts me.
Can you just grab
It's okay,
a
mate.
drink
It's okay.
with you?
It does it to me
Yeah,
too. Remember that time when I was with the phone booth with that girl? You kept barging in just to try to see what she looked like with her top off? Dirty boy.
God.
Oh, God, Mike, that's awful.
But
You know, is there anything else you want to get off your chest? Because now's the time.
Since this is my best man speech to you, do you remember when you were my best man? You told the joke about me chasing a prostitute around the Costa del Sol that looked like Tracy? You said it wasn't true in the end, but my nan believed you. You know, she still thinks I'm a pervert. That's down to you.
My God, Mike, that's true. His nan still thinks he's a pervert. Thanks to you, you bastard. Poor Mike, poor me, poor Helen. Whatever did she do to deserve a man like you? Yes, why, Tom? Why are you this way? All she bloody wanted was a holiday. She used to have a normal life, and now the poor girl's got to be your wife. Yes, why, Tom? You've got such a selfish mind, trying to convince everybody here that you're generous and kind. But just because you supplied these suits,
The type Rick made us buy our own boots.
that's true, actually. He did make us buy our own boots. Do you want to hear something funny? We convinced Tom that his best man speech was going to be based around all the music that he'd written since he was 15. And he's that egotistical that he thought it was true. As if we can't do better without you. Deary me. But we thought, you know, in his honour, we would do one song. I chose the classic from 1999 called Institution's Suicide. He wrote it after a particularly heated debate in his politics A-level class. Yeah. It's a bit of a knob, really. Institution, suicide, all on the other side. Financial misgivings, fucked up attitudes, education. Do you know what? I can't do it. It's not. No.
Years, man. Can't do it anymore.
We've done this for years.
Years.
And it's about time that you learned that it's not all about you. All I've ever done is put up with your shit. In fact, let's scrap the rest of the speech, Mike.
Yeah, just wing it.
What have we got left? No, we don't need to know. Yeah, let's scrap it. Let's start our own boy band instead. We've already got the matching suits, right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and the key changes. And I know what we'll do to humiliate him. Let's make the rest of the song, which is supposed to be about him on his wedding day, all about me. Because this is my time now. That sounds good. Yeah, I've got it. This is my time now. Sound alright? Yes, this is my time now. Yeah, feel it. For so long now you've suppressed my voice, but now I'm free to make my own choice. Yes, this is my song.
It's my song too.
Don't worry, Mike. I haven't forgotten about you. Unlike that bastard still over there, I'll never leave you. I'll always be there because I will love you, baby. Always, and I'll be there forever and a day. This is true friendship. Always, I'll be there till the stars don't shine. Now the bastard's gone. It's just you and I. Will we hound a mic and we'll play what we like together. Always. What I'd give to run my fingers through your hair to touch your lips. That's how we did it in rehearsal, man. That's a bit awkward.
Back to the script.
Well, I've thrown the script away. I don't know what to...
Make something up.
Okay. I've got the final bit. Maybe we just skip to that.
Yeah, finish this.
Yeah. Well, okay, let's do that. So it was. Even after all those years of suffering at the side of a wannabe rock star who... I can't say that. Helen fell in love with him anyway. And now they have a house and a dog and all the nice things that everybody else has said about them. But it's starting to sound like a traditional speech now, Mike. In fact, maybe we should do a toast. Should we do a toast?
Let's do a toast.
Let's do a toast. If you'd like to raise your glasses.
Dairy?
What are we toasting to? To us? We didn't plan that bit. No, we would like to toast to Tom and Helen, the new happy couple. So, to the new Mr. and Mrs. Edwards. Do you think that was it? No, you see, we miss you both so much. We do. Genuinely, we do. And I think it's safe to say that all of us here do. And at some stage, we'd quite like you to come back, you might say. We want you to come back. For good. Yeah. I might need some audience participation at some point. I'm sure you know the words. I guess now it's time for me to shut up.
It's been 20 odd minutes, mate.
Yeah, I think it's time. We hope you've had a good time. But there's one thing left to say, and that's coming up. Yeah. It's been a day full of emotion, in a way just like a dream. Cause you'll be leaving, but please don't leave us again. Whatever I said, whatever I did, I didn't mean it. I just want you back for good.
We want you back. We want you back. We want you back for good.
Whenever I'm wrong, just tell me the song and I'll sing it. You'll be right and understood.
We want you back.
We want you back. Yes, we want you back for good. So I think everybody should sing the chorus in the next chorus. You know what I mean. To all the bridesmaids, but especially the bride, you all look really stunning, really fucking good. And to Alison and Pete and Jean, well done for putting up with Tony. Thank God he didn't speak, but in a twist of celebration, won't you sing along with me and ask the bride and groom to come home soon? We all miss you both, you see. Whatever we said, whatever we did, we didn't mean it. We just want you back for good. We want you back, we want you back, we want you back for good. Whenever we're wrong, just tell tell us a song and we'll sing it. You'll be right and understood.
We want you back,
want you back.
we want you back.
Yes, we want you back.
for good.
And again. Whatever we said, whatever we did, we didn't mean it. We just want you back for good.
We want you back,
Want you back.
we want you back.
Yes, we want,
We want
you back, for good.
good.
Whenever we're wrong, we'll tell you the song and we'll sing it. We'll be right and understood.
We want you back,
Want you back.
we want you back.
Want
We
you back for good. I guess now it's time. You came back.